guys, how's it going? My name is Jeff from the Collector Car Network, so that's AutoHunter.com, ClassicCars.com, and The Journal. And today we're taking a look at a 1988 BMW M3. Now, this car in particular, as you can see, is actually what's called salmon silver metallic, which to me, when I think of salmon, usually it's a little bit more of a pinkish orange color. So it's a little weird to see a silver, but I guess if they're trying to replicate the scales and stuff, that makes total sense. But this car does have a black interior. Now, one of my favorite things about these cars in particular is this is the E30 generation from the BMW M3. And what you'll notice is this has lots of different various wide-body car like fenders and even a wing in the back. And the reason for that is because this car was actually homologated for Group A racing. So there will be several iterations of the car that would come later, including an Evo 1 and an Evo 2 generation for this car, but this car was actually the first iteration of it, so it's none of the Evo special editions. This is your standard M3 that would come out for homologation racing. So in that sense, this is basically a homologation car, and I think just looking at it, you can tell how special it is with these wide body fenders that really show off the 80s race car bits of it. Now, you'll notice the hood is up. If you go ahead and take a look at the power plant that's in the car here, this is a 2.3 liter 4-cylinder engine. And as you can see just by looking at it, that's some pretty serious hardware. As you can tell with even all the individual throttle bodies and everything opening up for the car, this is some serious race car hardware. This is a true homologation race car. And the best part about it is all of that engine power there is directed through the rear wheels through a 5-speed manual transmission. Now, to talk about a little bit of the race history of these cars, when these cars first started racing, they would go on to win the Nürburgring 5 times for the 24-hour race, and they would go on to win the 24 hours of Spa for 4 times. These cars absolutely dominated and would race against things like the Mercedes 190E and the basic sort of DTM racing competition. Now, the various iterations I talked about for the Evo 1 and Evo 2 cars would actually come as a result of keeping up with homologation rule changes and of course making sure the car maintains competitiveness. Now let's go ahead and let's start moving through the car. So obviously we've got the engine bay here, and we've got the first of the wide body fenders here in the front, and we have the brakes here. And the brakes were one of the things that would be upgraded from the regular E30 models, including some of the extra body work and aero work that would go in to make sure the car would be homologated properly, and you'd be able to distinguish how much different it looks from the regular E30 when it came to the racing part. And if we keep moving back, you can obviously see some of the various side skirts and things like that that come through here. And if we go ahead and take a look inside, you'll notice the black interior with the 5-speed manual transmission and how everything is just driver focused, including some awesome hefty side bolstering in the seats there. So, coming back to the rear quarter panel, we have more boxy flares that of course represent the 80s race carness, including the wing that would go on to help with classifying the car. And of course we have some more aero work and things like that, including the M3 badging, just reminding you that this is in fact a 1988 BMW M3, which would go on to race and absolutely dominate all sorts of DTM competition races. So with that, thank you so much for watching, guys. This car is, again, going through auction at Barrett-Jackson in Las Vegas, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Don't forget that it is salmon silver metallic. And if you guys want to go ahead and hit that like button, we'd really appreciate it. Hit subscribe if you want to catch more content from us, and then we'll see you in the next one.